Yo, Chippy here, and in today's post, E.C. Henry is going to talk about a blog post that he did in March of 2012. It has something to do with magic. So without further ado, here he is, E.C. Henry.
Hey, thanks, Chippy. And he was right. Today, in today's post, I'm going to talk to you about something that I believe we should evaluate movies by. And I'd like to start off with a simple question. Do you believe in magic? I do. More so, I believe there's magic in the movies. That's what attracts me to the movies, and it's what attracts most other people. It's usually something about the movie they like. The great thing is, I mean, some movies are just so filled with magic that, it's just, they become classics. They become movies you watch over and over and over and over and over again. Like for me, one of the movies I watch all the time is Birdman. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. I'll watch it over and over again. But for me, there's just so much magic in it. It's you got this flawed protagonist world, and you got all these interesting characters in it. And it's just kind of fun to watch that magic, that interplay of those characters, how they merge together in a flawed protagonist world. So that's one movie. It's a drama, but there's other movies too. One of the other movies that I watch a lot is Planet of the Apes. Not surprisingly.
Apes! Yay! I'm back again! That's what I like! That's what it should be! Me in charge! Me! Ha 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 ha!
Alright, Chimpy, enough of that. But Planet of the Apes, getting it more seriously, is post-apocalyptic world. You got the world in destruction, and yet you got this astronaut trying to discover everything. So what's magical about it? Not so much like Birdman, where you actually had great performances throughout. Edward Norton, Michael Keaton. I didn't really like many of the performances in Planet of the Apes at all. I thought they were pedestrian and average at best. Maybe you could make a case Charlton Heston did okay, but once you get beyond that, it's like, Stink City. But what made this movie, what the magic is in this movie, is the set pieces. Here you are, you're exploring this world. You got the cornfield scene where these guys are getting hunted by apes, and then you have the screenwriters came in, and that's where they introduced the apes. You see them for the first time. They got guns and they're hunting people. That is good. I also like the scene later in the movie where Taylor's being chased by apes through the museum and then through a funeral. I thought that was really creative. That's screenwriting creative. So that's some good stuff. That's the magic in this movie. It's high concept stuff. A lot like The Matrix. I don't have the video for The Matrix on me, but that's also one of my favorites. It's concept, and that is screenwriting magic. That's where, what the high concept is there. What is it? It's really dark. It's people being used as batteries to power up these robots. Fascinating. Good stuff. Another movie I like to, I'm also a big rom-com guy. Love them. This is one of my favorites right here, Dan in Real Life. I watched this one over and over again. But it has a different magic point than either one of these movies, than the drama or the post-apocalyptic action movie. The magic point in this is kind of charm, the family charm. I love Steve Carell's girls in this. I thought they did an excellent job of casting. To me, that's the magic point. That's where the movie is really good. That's where I'm just glued to the set. I'm just enjoying these girls' performances and enjoying how he's discovering romance in a family setting. So, Magic Point takes a lot of different varieties. Not every movie is just, wow, like Wizard of Oz, you got to see it every year or something like that. I think every movie has a certain amount of magic. Like recently, Solo, I like that movie a lot. I thought its magic point was one of the set pieces where Han Solo and these group of marauders are trying to get this stuff off this train in a frozen setting. I thought that was done really well. To me, that was the magic point. Wasn't a great fan of the movie, but I thought that part was done real well. It was done in fine Star Wars tradition. And there's a lot of other movies that I think you can look to and go, wow, interesting magic point here. This is where the movie was good. Maybe the whole thing wasn't great, but this part was good. Boop. Say There Will Be Blood, movie from, I think, a few years back, 2006 or so, had Daniel Day-Lewis. To me, that guy was the magic point in There Will Be Blood. I mean, you had the world of the oil of the early 19th century, but that wasn't as fascinating as that guy's character. You just watch that movie for performance. He deserved the Oscar in that one. To me, that was the magic point. Small movie, that was the magic point in it. But there were some other ones that have rang true. Like one of my favorite movies of all time is Pan's Labyrinth by Guillermo del Toro, 2006. And if you can imagine this, it's like fascist Spain, and then he grafts in a gothic horror tale where this little girl is trying to escape this bloodthirsty guy trying to maintain his control there in a revolutionary setting. But in the midst of it, she finds this gothic setting where this demon guy is basically giving her tasks to do to prove herself. And it's this really interesting fusion of ideas, and how Guillermo pulled it off. It's like, wow. Sure wish the movie was not done in another language and it wasn't subtitled. I think it would be great redone. It was an awesome movie. So that's a movie I think succeeded at the screenwriting level. But there's also movies you succeed and have your magic point at the directorial level. Like I think No Country for Old Men is a great example of that. Here you are, you're in Texas, and you got Javier Bardem fighting Josh Brolin. To me, that's the magic point of the movie. The movie also has another little bit of magic in the scenery. And this is where I think the Coen brothers don't get nearly enough praise that they deserve. They have this shot in there where you have the Texas landscape. Josh Brolin is hunting. He's looking for, I think, antelope, and he's looking down there, and you get to see this vast spread out scenery and this cloud going over, and the sunshine is just gorgeous. This is stuff you really can't teach. It's intrinsic. This isn't screenwriting. This is the director's choice. I'm putting this in. So that's why I say that movie is really a highlight of a director's magic point. That's where if you have the right director doing the project, it can make all the difference in the world. So I hope I've given you something to think about. To me, magic point is just stuff that resonates with you as a person. Why you will go to the movies. Why do you go to the movies? You just go to kill time. Me, I go to be inspired. I love it. I love seeing movies that go, wow, that was really cool. Magic.